This is a Fortnite Reload Victory Breakdown.
Hey there, it's Kuzo, and I'm going to break down a recent victory I had so you can learn how I approach the game, and hopefully by listening to my thought process, you'll pick up some tips and tricks to boost your skills. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's go. So, I'm looking off the bus line, trying to figure out where to drop. I like Dusty Docks in this case. It's far from the line that the bus is running, which means it'll be a more chill drop. And Dusty Docks is a great spot because there's a lot of chests there. You have a couple different locations you can land at. There's, the side on the right, there's a side on the left. You can either go in the buildings, and if it's really spicy there, it's easy to bail out too and go to the bridge where there's some decent loot. So as I land, I look around and see what chests I see. So I see some on the hills and a lot of just regular old chests, so I keep moving along. Sometimes if I see a blue chest while I'm landing, I'll just immediately divert to that, but nothing too special here, so I'm just going right in. I didn't quite make it to the back. I tend to like to land in the back and work my way in, but I did see someone landing there, so I decided to challenge them. And fortunately, all they had was a shotgun, so that wasn't really a fair fight, but whatever. So I'm looting up, and as I'm collecting loot here, I'm trying to also build my shield. One of my priorities is getting myself to full shield, so if I take a fight, I'll be stronger than my opponent. And then also, I like to try to make sure I have my default loadout. You really want a complete loadout, which is, in this case, I'd like to have a shotgun, maybe SMG, something for range. If I can find a mammoth, I'm going to be real happy, but so right now I have kind of a basic loadout of kind of crummy versions of all the things, because for mobility, I'd prefer to have shockwaves or crash pads. But right now, I just have a launch pad, which is not good in a pinch. Let's see. So I'm looting along. I hear some fighting, but honestly, I just loot as long as possible in the beginning of the game because I want to get that good loadout. So I take my time. I don't really push fights until I have to, because I'd rather have good loot. All right, so I'm walking around looking for chests, and as I look for chests too, you can see that when I get close to them, there's a visualization on my screen. That's because I have visual sound effects turned on, which is an accessibility feature that really helps you understand what's happening in the game. So if you don't have that setting turned on, you should look into it. I grabbed a hand cannon because I do like those kind of sniper type weapons. I'm not as great with ARs, but I do like the weapons that take less spraying to fire, because I'm much better at accurately aiming and shooting once than shooting a million times. All right, so I got that Ranger, feeling pretty good about that. I don't love that weapon. I much prefer the Maven or another one, because the Ranger is kind of tough because it has a small reticle, which is a little circle used to aim, so you have to aim it very accurately, which I'm not great at in a close range fight. Long range I'm great at that, but not close range because my reaction time's not as fast. All right, this guy pops up. I jump down. I hit him 165, so feeling real good about that. The Ranger made short work of that fight. So now I'm continuing to loot, and so now I have shotgun, SMG, and then the hand cannon is my long range. I got some health, I got some launch pads, and feeling okay. Maybe I should have taken those shockwaves, but what I'm going to do here is I want to heal first before I leave, and I feel good enough to just run out and start making my way towards Tilted Towers. But while I'm healing here, I see that guy flying in the distance, and I just decide to see if I can hit him just for fun. And I do. And then I think that angers him. So they start flying towards me. I miss my shot. I hit him again. And then I think they decide to divert, but it's too late. And I'm pretty proud of that. I don't really love the hand cannon. I prefer the mammoth, but in a pinch, it's helpful. So now I'm deciding where to go. I dropped the launch pad so I can look around. I see some action on the bridge. Sometimes with those, with the launch pads, it's not bad to even just use them to bounce straight up and look around and assess the situation. In this case, I feel like I can take that person on the bridge, especially after those last shots I had. So No, but I miss. I miss again. I miss. Sometimes I'm really keyed in. Other times I'm like off by one. So I'm not really sure about this situation. I'm starting to lose confidence in myself because right after coming off those last shots, I was feeling really good, and now I'm kind of wondering, what's going on. So I come in here, loot a second because I know those people are fighting, and I decide to collect some more ammo. I'm still not feeling great about my mobility situation too, so I'm starting to think like, oh, maybe I need something so I can get in a fight and then dip. But so far, this loot isn't quite what I'm looking for. But I do find some crash pads, so I'm happy about that. So I grab those. I drop the launch pad so I can get over here. And I decide just to jump right into this. I know these people are fighting, so I'm hoping maybe I can find someone who's healing off a fight. Missed my first shot. I don't know why this is reloading twice. Hit that shot, and then somehow, I don't know what I did. I just sprayed everywhere with the SMG, and a little embarrassed about that, but I'm not editing anything out of this. I want you to see the game in its entirety. All right, so now when I land, I'm not really sure where to land. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I could go to the motel there because usually there's some loot, but there is a supply drop, and sometimes, I still have 2 lives, one reboot and one last life. So I decided to go for the supply drop because usually you can get like kind of a complete loadout out of those. So, they usually have heals and bunkers and mobility. I throw this bush because I want to be able to heal in peace. No one was shooting at me while I opened the supply drop. So I feel pretty good that I can just kind of chill in here and heal up and get my things in order. Another important thing is I always like to make sure my items are in an order that makes sense. I tend to go like close range to far range. So you'll see like shotgun, AR. And the reason I do that is like if I'm in a close range fight and then I need to switch to like a medium range weapon, then I can just switch over real quick if I, don't have the opportunity to reload. So that's something I tend to do. Helps me keep things in order. I put heals and mobility later in the loadout. All right, so now I'm full health again. I'm just making sure I have movement. And in this case, I want to make sure I have plenty of movement. I tend to prioritize movement over heals in reload because I feel like if I can dip from a situation quickly, I can probably find heals pretty easily because there'll be things laying all over, as opposed to, if I can't get out of the situation, then I'm just going to end up eliminated anyway. So I like to prioritize movement over heals, but depending on the game, I might change that strategy. And I like having a combo of shockwaves and crash pads. That way, if I'm using the crash pads, I can just double jump and get on the move without having to switch items, whereas the shockwaves allow me to put a little extra distance in if I need to. Let's see. So I'm still trying to decide what loot to take here. Got some more shockwaves. Then I realized I picked up that shotgun by mistake, so I fixed my loadout. Not really feeling great that I just have one crash pad there. Like, one crash pad is not entirely worth carrying, but whatever. So I'm seeing if I can get this guy while he's opening the supply drop. Ding him quite a bit. I decide to push, but I miss. I don't really love the charged shotgun. I'm bad at using it, but sometimes it can hit good. So I bring this close range, I whiff it again, but I'm still able to get him. At that point, I started not charging the shotgun. I just started firing it because you'll get the maximum damage if you charge it, but you can also just shoot it like a regular one, and that's not bad. Then I decide to see what other healing I can do, and there's this little hidden room in the little convenience store outside of Tilted Towers, so I decide to heal up there in peace. No one opened it this game yet, so I'm able to just kind of take my time. I got a better shotgun, gonna grab some ammo, though I'm feeling pretty good on ammo because if I look at my shotgun, I have 118, and if I have my AR, I have 514. So all right, and the shield keg this 50 pot allows me to heal to max heals, so I'm ready to get back into the fight. And I have plenty of bunkers. I like to carry bunkers in zero build reload because once you get towards the late part of the game, they become really essential because, you know, if you don't have cover, that's usually the difference between, you know, winning or losing a match. All right. So I know there doesn't really seem to be anyone near Tilted, so I'm just kind of gobbling up whatever loot I can find. I want to get to this high ground though, so I can oversee like what was going on down there. I know they're shooting. I see there's 7 players left. Reboots are about to end. Pick up some more crash pads. And now the good thing with having an extra life, you know, I only was eliminated once, and so I have an extra life. And now my overshield is, instead of 50, it's 100. So for every life you have at the end of the game, you get extra overshield. All right, getting a supply drop. I find whenever I'm going towards a supply drop, I'll try to protect it either with a shield bubble, a bunker, you know, or a bush or something like that, just so I can have a little bit of cover. I also throw the launch pad so I have an out in case someone comes pushing in, but that was a pretty low key supply drop take. So now I'm just kind of looking around to see what other trouble I can find. And I'm not feeling great going into this end game because really I'm a marksman, so I love having something like the mammoth or hunting rifle. If snipers were in the game, I would definitely have a sniper by now, but you know, like, so I'm still kind of desperate to find one of those because going into the end game, I know I can do really well with that, but not so much with an AR. But I'll have to make do, and this gold AR is not so bad. So I see Harley Quinn coming in. I decide to reveal my location. You know, sometimes when I'm in a bunker, I'll just chill, but you know, I felt like I could take that shot. But see, since I did reveal my location, now that dude's up there and they know where I'm at. So I have to be cognizant of that at least one player knows exactly where I am. They might be aiming at me. They might have their own mammoth or hunting rifles. So I have to start to be cautious. Now we are down to 3 players. So I know one was up by the mountain over there. One was in the hills. I can see that one up on the hills, but I'm not really going to pop my head up because with this AR I have, it has a very slow fire rate. So I really feel like it's best if there's a situation arises where I know where the person is, maybe they're shooting at each other and I can just sort of hammer away at some shots without taking shots myself. But you know, this isn't necessarily the best AR. If you compare it to like some of the ones in Battle Royale, like some of those ARs shoot so fast, you know, you can take someone out before they even know what's going on. But this one definitely gives some time. And I don't really have, like, this is an unusual loadout for me because I usually have 3 weapons. I usually have shotgun, SMG, and something long range. So, you know, I'm not feeling too comfortable if the fight becomes close range. All right, that guy's up there, but you can see as I'm shooting, the gun really sprays a lot. So sometimes what I do is I taper my shots. I just kind of like tap, 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 because, you know, you'll do better letting the reticle on it kind of like close in, you know, because then your aim is good as opposed to, you know, at that range trying to like spray someone. It's just not going to work. Then everyone's going to know where you're at. All right, I grabbed the hammer because I like that one better. That does have a faster fire rate. I think I'll have better luck. Still not finding any mammoths or hunting rifles, so I'm just going to have to get into this end game and make do. All right, so I think I can be in the bunker at first, but I realize it's pushing me out. So I come up here, but I know the person's over by that vending machine. I saw them kind of buying some heals before, so I dip. But then I see the other dude, so I decide to keep moving. I overshoot things a little bit and I end up in the storm, but I don't take damage. And then that guy has a charged shotgun. All of a sudden, he took like 200 off my health, you know, including that overshield, which I just, I was not ready for that. So I'm hiding in this bush and letting my overshield rebuild because I can get 50 health back. And since that guy was pretty good with the shotgun and they were fighting, I decided to go for him. And then all we have left is one player. So I decide to push it. I tried to shockwave him into the storm, but that didn't work. Instead, I shockwave myself. My health is getting real low, but I start shooting. He probably had to reload because he's just running, and I'm starting to thirst this. I feel like I can get him. His health's low, but I see the blue numbers, meaning he's just cracking his shield and he still has regular health. So now I'm looking for high ground, and I can't really find anything. I'm not sure what to do, so I decided to go for a slide and see if I can use the cover on the ground. And he was in fact low, and I was able to win that with a little bit of a flourish. So GG's. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.